Welcome back to my channel. My name is Booktok, and I finally read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This book has been everywhere. On booktube, everyone's talking about it. Back then, not now. Back then, and I think the book was first published in the year 2017, and 2018, 2019, people were already talking about this book. So I kept on my TBR for the longest time possible. Just because in my head I said to myself, okay, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, okay, historical romance, Hollywood glam, I know how it's going to end. That's what I thought. But I am sitting here and I am very proud to tell you that I failed woefully. I was not able to predict this book at all. And I love it. I spent my Sunday reading this book and it was amazing, really amazing. Before I dive into the entire plot and entire, oh, I love this book so much, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I feel like I don't say it enough, so yeah, I'm going to be saying it in this video a lot. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So what's the book about? Monique Grant is, I call her a zero-list journalist, not because she was at a point in her career where she just wanted something that would boost her career. She wanted to do well, like other journalists were doing, of course. And she had this passion for storytelling. But she was working at a company then that was called Vivant, and she was just there, like floating. So, and also she had marital issues. Her husband had to leave early because of his career. He wanted her to go with him. You know how those things go. So Monique was really just there, trying to just keep her head above water and just looking for something really interesting to happen to her. Then one day she was invited by Frankie that okay, they want to do a story on Evelyn Hugo. And she's like, okay, why are you telling me? And because Evelyn Hugo is a big star that's broke out from the 50s through to the 80s. So from the 50s, so she's a huge star, she's a legend, Hollywood legend, she's Hollywood sweetheart, everybody loved her and all that. And Monique Grant was not expecting that she was ever going to do a piece on her, because Evelyn Hugo doesn't really talk in interviews or tell anybody about personal stuff. She's 79 now and she's just really on her own. So for her to say she wanted an interview, it was big, and choosing that company was huge. And on top of that, she chose this zero-list journalist to do it, because you know when she approached the company, they said, okay, let this person do it for you because this person is such a big name, household name, and more professional, more experienced. And she said, no, I want Monique Grant. And Monique is surprised. Yes, she wanted something new in her career, but she wasn't expecting to fall on her laps like that. So this came as a surprise for her. Big surprise. And she just kept on saying, why me? Why me? Why me? And Evelyn said, okay, what time you'll know why. I just want you to not even do a piece, but I want you to do a tell-all book about me. So she's going to write a biography about her. This was really huge for Monique, and she was like lots of what to say, and she didn't want to be like she was a bad person, that double crossing or going behind her company's back. You know how this go. Yeah. So Evelyn Hugo is a star that people just like to put in this. Okay, she married 7 times, which is huge actually. 7 times. And the book was so beautifully written that there are some chapters that it was just from the column from a magazine or from the column of a blog, or you know how these gossip tabloids do things. So we're just really reading what we know or what we're saying, which is pretty much what's happening even till today. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes of those glitz and glamour, although I would love to be a fly on the wall. I kid you not, I love being fly on the wall. I know everything, all the juicy tea, I know the juicy details that's going on behind the scene. We're just here behind our keyboards or phones, and we're just really judging. And that was a big lesson I learned from this book. Everybody just knew that, okay, this is Hollywood. Everybody loves her. She's such a sexual figure. She's such a good actress. And she got married 7 times. People love that part. 7 times. You didn't give up on love, and you tried married 7 good times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's what they always knew about her. The old lady who married 7 times. And they didn't know that there was more to the story. Forbidden love, pain, abuse, to get to the top. Everything happening behind the scenes, nothing but a struggle. Behind the beautiful clothes, the beautiful blonde hair, all the sacrifices. All the sacrifices. Evelyn told Monique about it. And people have never really seen that side of Evelyn before, so it was really shocking to the point that Monique even kind of learned a lot from her. I learned a lot from reading this book. So much. The book is written in a way that it's in a zigzag format and the author relied heavily on flashbacks because you have to go back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s to tell us what happened back then. And the picture was so vivid in my head. I love it so much because Taylor is a really good writer. It was like I was going through Hollywood. I really escaped from my environment. I kid you not. I felt like I was in LA because the book is set in LA, and I just felt when Evelyn was telling the story to Monique, I felt like I was in the room when she traveled back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, because she took her time to start from the beginning, how she left for Hollywood, how she broke in, all the things she had to do, no regrets. She knew that everything that she does, there's a consequence for it. So there was really no regret. She was just telling her story. And she said if she was going to do it, she would have not done differently. Yeah, she knows that there are consequences for everything, but she's not living her life with regrets. This is what happened. This is what she had to do at that particular time, and that's it. And I really admire her. And the story is also told using the first-person narrative technique. So whenever Monique is not with Evelyn, she will see the story from her point of view, how she's battling with her divorce and everything. Then every chapter, the book is divided into parts, and almost every chapter it started from when she broke into Hollywood, yes, then her husband, and there's always something to describe each husband in the beginning of every chapter, so it's nice. Even though it's zigzag, we're able to just go past, present, effortlessly. Well done, Taylor. I feel like we have a lot of things to learn from Evelyn. She's such a strong character, really strong lead, and she just really puts that thing like you don't know anything about me into perspective. Because I was like me now, I thought glitz and glamour, I know how it was to be, but it was not my expectations at all. Because the book was set in times where things were more different. Life was even kind of hard because you have this you have all sorts of rules, and there's some kind of things that you're so restricted from doing. You'll be judged for doing so many things. Never now that people are speaking up about a lot of things. Back then, people were scared to actually speak up on a lot of topics. Some topics are just forbidden. Topics like abuse. Topics like, I don't want to give you any spoilers because I want you to have the shock of your life too. But there were so many things that people had to really endure in the past that the present generation, because there are a lot of things that people had to ignore in the past that the present generation are really speaking on it now freely, and it's so beautiful. And I love this kind of things because the fact that people actually had to endure a lot of things so that the new generation can fly, I always appreciate it. I always love when people speak up, when people want differently for themselves. And Evelyn is just such a go-getter. Yes, I know she did a lot of wrong things to get to the top, but that resilience is what I love most about her. She was not the best actress, but she learned. She took a shot, something that a lot of people don't have the guts to do. She did it. She understood what friendship is. She was such a force. She never ever allowed anything to hold her back. That, oh, I'm down now and I want to stay down. She had such a fighting spirit that she just, okay, this is a problem now, how do I fix it? That was the kind of person that Evelyn was. And the biggest lesson in this book is how little time we have. We have so time is so limited, and it hurts. There was this scene from Grey's Anatomy, because I'm a huge fan of Grey's Anatomy. And Zola was speaking to her auntie, and she said she would like to create a drug where if you take it, you can live forever. And the auntie's response was so wise and so beautiful, because she said that limited time, that uncertainty, that the fact that we're going to die is what makes everything so beautiful on earth. Because you know that you have so little time, so you get to love the people you want to love. Tell them you love them, hug them, kiss people, tell them that you care about them. Because we have such a short time on earth, and before you blink, everything is gone. Even in the same movie, the same series, Grey's Anatomy, I'm such a huge fan, where one of the doctors died, and when he was about to die, he was like in a trance or a dream, where he was in this beach, and the waves were coming, and the waves are coming, and he was like, oh, I have so much. He was building a sandcastle, and said, I have so much plans for this sandcastle. I want to build a moat here, I want to do this, I want to do that. The waves are coming in so fast. I had so much plans. And that really hit me, because I'm relating to this story too, that we have so little time and we just spend it doing on the wrong things, on denying that we love somebody, on wishing different, when you can just be happy. You understand that we just choose to be sad. Okay, and just frustrate ourselves when we can actually be happy. And that was one of the biggest take home I took from this book. That do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. Tell the people you love that you love them. Because we have the time is so limited, and it hurts sometimes and it's crazy, but it's still beautiful. So I feel like we should all have an Evelyn in us. The fighting Evelyn, the resilient Evelyn, the lover girl. Yeah, I think she's one of my favorite lead characters I've read in a book. Yeah, and I just love how she took her time to just tell the story and tell her truth. She wanted people to know who she really is, because people can just have these speculations about you. They'll fit you into all sorts of boxes to fit their narrative, and they don't know the half of it. Yeah, that's a good lesson. I do hope that you pick up this book and read as well. If you have been meaning to read this book, yes, here's a sign that you should read this book. And if you've never heard about this book, okay, I recommend this book to you. And if you've read this book, please, who is your favorite husband? My favorite husband obviously is Harry. That's my favorite husband. Yeah, it was kind of twisted, but he's my favorite husband. Who's your favorite? Yeah, so I'll be leaving you now, and I hope that you get to read this book if you've not read it. Yes, it's really nice. Please do not forget to like my video and share my video, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you staying to the end. So take good care of yourself, and until next time, goodbye.